Bobrisky never spoke to me. I have never met him. I do not know him from Adam. He was alleged to have spoken to my son, Falana Falz. Yes, my son said this guy was appealing to people for assistance, and he called my son, I think on May 4 there about this year. Please, can you give me 3 million naira to be placed in a special part of the prison? We call it the VIP section. And my son asking, are you calling me under the authorization of the superintendent of prisons? He said, no, please, don't call me again. I'm unable to assist you to bribe the prison authorities. And be very careful, since you're already in jail for an offense. Please, if you are going to come in next time, you either do it through the superintendent or you write a letter endorsed by the prison authorities. And that was the last. Somebody now said he listened to a tape somewhere and went out to lampoon and rather defame me by saying the guy had spoken to me. Of course, we are going to examine the call logs. And my son has also said, this was the guy who originated a call to me. My son has never negotiated fees on behalf of anybody. On the contrary, my 3 children normally refer people who need assistance to me.
Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. So Mr. Falana SAN went to Channels TV and he gave this interview alleging more corruption and alleging more failures of the federal government, and essentially saying he doesn't know Bobrisky and he doesn't know who he is and he's never spoken to him. I have many more questions for him. So please guys, take a look. These are just highlights of that interview.
I think it's a question of infantile radicalism. Some of our young people are just not prepared to look at the provisions of the law with respect to the law on defamation. So they just simply go out there to embarrass people. I can say this without any fear of contradiction. I have assisted 280 people, convicted people, at home and abroad, to get pardon. On one occasion, 200 Nigerians were convicted in Libya for drug-related offenses. But because the trials were conducted in Arabic, and none of them spoke Arabic, I petitioned the African Commission on Human and People's Rights. That commission, at our instance, I did a petition on behalf of SERAP. At our instance, the commission issued a provisional order, like an injunction, restraining the government of Libya from executing the Nigerians. I think BattaBox was then the chair of the Diaspora Committee of the House of Reps. That committee had appealed to the federal government in vain. But based on our intervention, the court issued an order, and we wrote to, 2 months later, President Gaddafi, the late Muammar Gaddafi, became the chair of the African Union. And we took advantage of that to write to him and appeal to him to pardon this Nigeria by complying with the judgment of the African Commission. And that if you do not, you will be showing a bad example as the leader of the continent, as the chair of the African Union. President Gaddafi granted our request and granted pardon to the 200 convicted Nigerians on death row. They were deported and brought back to Nigeria. On another occasion, and this was 2015, we appealed to General Muhammadu Buhari, 70 soldiers and a general who was demoted to the rank of a colonel had fought the terrorists, but they didn't have adequate equipment. Mr. President, since he set up a presidential arms procurement panel, which had confirmed those who looted the huge sums, over $2 billion, earmarked for procurement of arms. Please, can you grant pardon to these guys who were illegally convicted and sentenced? The 70 soldiers were sentenced to death. General Emito Ransom Kuti was demoted to the rank of a colonel and also jailed for 6 months. We got the Army Council to quash his conviction for 6 months, and we now appeal to President Buhari to pardon him. Happily, his rank has since been restored. He has retired now as a brigadier general. While we are pursuing the demand for payment of the rights, the entitlement, outstanding salaries and allowances of the 70 soldiers. So I can go on and on. You recall in 1991, 12 young people under 17 were illegally sentenced to death, convicted of armed robbery, and sentenced to death in Lagos by an armed robbery tribunal. Again, we stopped there. We rushed to the court to stop their execution. And when a civilian government came on board in 1992, we appealed to the late Chief Michael Detodola as the governor of Lagos State to pardon these young people. They were pardoned. And so we already have a list of about 280 people. On no occasion, in none of these cases, has our law firm demanded for or received a dime, a cover, from anybody who has been granted pardon. Mr. Falana, I was
Falana also confirmed that report of VDM is right, and VDM is saying what is true and what everybody knows already. But Falana is insisting that his name has to be protected, and he wants to move forward with the defamation suit against VDM. So, guys, I don't know. What do you guys think about it? Do you think this is the right way to go, or should Falana have backed down on the defamation case? Because he made sense to me with regards to how he was saying he wants to make an example out of VDM. But where does mercy and justice come in if you are the one fighting to protect the integrity of freedom of speech and blah, 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 blah? But the question again is, where's Bobrisky in all this matter? Why are they not going after Bobrisky? Why are they not making an example out of Bobrisky? Why are they making an example out of VDM? So to me, the team just be like, say, water don't pass, Gary. I'm asking more and more questions because naturally, it don't make sense to me anymore. Because Bobrisky should be involved in this. Bobrisky should also be sued. Now, Bobrisky starts the matter. So why not go after Bobrisky? Why are you going after VDM?
So this is the position. Now, what I'm going to do, I have resisted the temptation shown to file a criminal complaint because I'm leading a team of lawyers in West Africa campaigning for decriminalization of freedom of expression. We have succeeded. This campaign is being coordinated by the Media Foundation for West Africa, of which I'm a member of the board. We have succeeded in getting Liberia, Ghana, and Sierra Leone to decriminalize freedom of expression. We are still appealing to other countries in the region to ensure that we respect freedom of expression. But that is not a license for defaming people, for blackmailing people. Once, and what we are saying, if you are defamed, in the words of the late Justice Olatawura, in the case of Ofawanko and the state, if you are defamed by anybody, please go out there and sue for libel, where you will put your own character in issue. In this case, we are not going to file a criminal complaint. We will not be pushed to do that. I'm currently defending a couple of journalists who are standing trial either under the Cyber Crimes Act or under criminal libel. But what we are going to do is to embark on civil proceedings with a view to restoring our integrity, my own name and that of my son, so that nobody will simply rush to the social media to defend any Nigerian. We want to make an example. In this case, we have asked for a retraction and an apology rendered to us. And that is not too much. And if we don't have a retraction, an apology acceptable to us, accepted by us, we are certainly going to initiate civil proceedings in the High Court. Yeah.
So Falana came out and confirmed that the prison is not where the rich are kept. The rich stay for 1 or 2 days and then they walk away. So he's essentially confirming what we all know and what VDM himself should have known, which is the matter that people know they go jail, we get money. So Falana is just saying that is true, but I'm not backing down. I need a retraction. So VDM has issued an apology. The question is that apology acceptable? Question number one. And question number two, is VDM open to giving a retraction? Because those are the conditions under which Femi Falana is saying that they can maybe accept it. So VDM has to go onto his page and say, guys, I retract that statement and I apologize. And this matter will go away. That's the only thing needed to be able to suit. It seems like from the interview from Mr. Falana. Unfortunately, is VDM willing to do this? Because Falana himself has been like an old dog in the battle. He knows the whole system. He's an inmate himself. And what he's saying is, this is common.
Is the alleged corruption involved in our correctional service or with the EFCC about the withdrawal of a money laundering case dependent on a possible inducement? Just in about 60 seconds, Mr. Falana, so that we can get to the substantive matter for which we are here.
So, I'm a former inmate of the correctional centers in the country. I also do prison work have exposed the rot in the prisons more than any Nigerian. On one occasion, I did revealed that between 2005 and 2006, and I have a government report to this effect, that 197 people convicted of drug trafficking in the Federal High Court in Ikoyi, convicted and sentenced to prison terms without any option of fine, never made it to any prison in Nigeria. Never. When I petitioned the authorities, I think they declared them wanted. Only one was found. The rest went back to the trade. I'm still pursuing this matter. Secondly, everybody who has been to the prison, either as an inmate, an awaiting trial person, or a convict, knows that in every correctional center in Nigeria, there is a VIP section. It is called the White House. It's for big people. It's for big men and women. If you are a man of means or a woman of means, and you are detained in our prisons or correctional centers, you are going to be accommodated in the VIP section in the White House. So I'm rather surprised that the House of Reps was pretending not to know this, that a panel is being set up to know the state of our correctional center. But the Correctional Services Act of 2019 has made adequate provisions for checking the excesses of prison officials. I've just done a letter to the Honorable Minister of Interior, who is doing a marvelous job in that ministry of Interior. I wrote to him a couple of weeks ago, Honorable Minister, by virtue of Section 21 of the Correctional Services Act, there shall be prison visitors. Visitors to go to visit our correctional centers on a regular basis and write reports, recommend what the government should do to address problems in our correctional center. And the minister has called me to assure me that the appointments will be carried out as soon as possible. So for me, if we have prison visitors going to the correctional centers on a regular basis, independent people, public officers, judges, members of the National Assembly Body of the Nigerian Bar Association, as provided by the law, if they carry out their statutory duties, our country will not be exposed from time to time with respect to the management of correctional center. We do not have, Nigeria has the lowest number of convicts in the world, having regards to our population, because the correctional center are now reserved for the wretched of the earth, the poor, the underprivileged, or the masses of our people. A big man or a big woman does not stay. I mean, it's difficult to ask a big man to go to the prison, even when they are charged. Even when a former governor, a former minister is charged with diverting billions of naira, you simply ask him to go to a correctional center for 2 days, awaiting the arguments on application for bail. So that's what is going on. It's only the poor that are railroaded to jail in Nigeria.
He also made a very good point, which is visitation. In most countries of the world, he can visit inmates. James Brown came out and said he visited, but he cannot see him. He waited for 10 hours. Again, just lies upon lies and lies. So, point is, can these visitation rights, can that be restored? And what do you guys think VDM should do with respect to this matter, since Mr. Falana and Falz have refused to go after Bobrisky, or who knows, maybe they will still, but now they haven't, because now he bring their name into the matter. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. Thank you so much, and I'll catch you in the next video. Please feel free to subscribe and also like this video if you haven't already. Bye, guys.
BattaBox.